Hello, I'm Adrian from Nirvana Driving School and welcome to the long-awaited second part of our multi-lane roundabout session for the Watnall test centre area. Today we'll be picking up where we left off with the first video with the IKEA roundabouts. After these we'll go on towards Langley Mill and spend some time in Eastwood and then on to Ilkeston, finishing back at IKEA or the nearby area. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to Nirvana Driving School channel if you can. And right, let's go. So first of all, we're gonna just make our way out of the IKEA car park. All right, be sure to listen to the commentary for every little thing that I'm doing. So first of all, I'm preparing the car and I'm going to check around my car 6 ways, a 6-point check. Sure you've heard about that. And off we go. With car parks, it's always first gear because we're looking out for cars, pedestrians, trolleys, and anything else that can move. Right, so we'll go towards Nando's and then make a left. Check behind me. Even in here I want to be careful with the mirrors and all the observations. Keeping to the left hand side of the road. I'll check my mirrors again to turn right into the next road, and then at the end of the road we have a zebra crossing, so I'm going to look for pedestrians on my way up. Check my mirrors and signals, no pedestrians nearby, so I'm going to cautiously come out, looking left, right and ahead as I do, and we're going to then come out onto the roundabout. I've got cars coming from the right, so we'll just wait. We go. I actually need the left-hand lane, so I'm going to make my way into that after I leave the roundabout. Check mirrors, signal down for left to leave, and then left-hand lane. So main mirror, left mirror, signal, position to the left, into left-hand lane, and coming up to this roundabout, I'm already checking to my right. See, there's a Morrison's van coming at speed from the right along with other cars. So mirrors and slow, stop at the line, still got cars coming from the right. And then I've seen a gap behind this white van, so I prepare my car in advance and get going, sticking to the left to then leave on the left at the second exit. Mirrors, signal, and cancel signal, then into this road, Gilt Hill. So coming up the hill, there's a queue of traffic, so mirrors and off the gas. I don't really need to do much braking. See, there's a large lorry up ahead that may be slowing us down just because it's big and it has to go around another lorry along with everyone else. So I'm just hanging back, staying in first gear, keep the clutch low, balancing the pedals so the car can crawl forward at very low speed in preparation for moving off. And if it's taking a bit longer than I thought it would, I'll just then stop and secure the car. So handbrake on, into neutral for a minute. As you can see, there's an obstruction ahead. It's got flashing amber beacons. I'm going to be turning right opposite this vehicle actually, so mirrors, signal. It's going to be a bit of an awkward turn because my angle is cut off, so I'm going to have to be on the other side of the road for longer than I would like. So I'll just make sure I've done lots of observations of the road ahead, stay slow, look into the road that I'm turning into, and keeping to the left in that road, Digby Street. All done. So checking mirrors, I'm literally just using this road to turn around. Can probably just do it here, do a turn in the road. Okay, so here we go, check around the car, and then pull up to the right, clutch low, straighten the wheel, check around, and reversing. Getting as close to the other side of the road as possible, and then straighten the wheels before I stop. And prepare the car, look all around, then full lock to the right. We should make the turn. Very good. And now we're going to come out and turn left at the end of this road. So getting to the line, I've got to be very careful because traffic will be on the other side of the road, coming from the left as they overtake this vehicle in front of us. So I'm looking carefully to the left as well as the right, beep and creep, and out we come. Cancel the signal. We're in the new road, so we check our mirrors. Straight away there's new hazards, parked cars on the right. I check my mirrors to move to the right just in case there was a motorbike or something coming around me. Alright, so we're going back to the smaller IKEA roundabout. Going to take the first exit, but we're following signs for Ilkeston, A6096. So as I go around, I know that Ilkeston direction is going to be in the right-hand lane round the corner. So I'm going straight into that. Check my mirrors, signal down from the left. Looking to the right at the roundabout. Straight away, see blue car, but I can get around and before he gets to us. Straight into the right-hand lane for A6096. Can see it on the floor. You can see it on the sign on the left, the white sign. It says at the top, Ilkeston A6096. So that's where we're going. This is a crucial one because on this roundabout, you start in the right-hand lane, but you have to go straight over to the left after you've got onto the roundabout. So you have to do that immediately, otherwise you're in the right-hand lane to go right onto the A610, I should say. So it's very important you make that switch to the left-hand side on the roundabout. It's unusual, it is unusual, but that's why we do these videos, to kind of point out these quirks of some of the roads and junctions around here. So we're just going to go up to next roundabout and make a U-turn and come back. Same roundabout again, going to in the direction of Eastwood. Okay, and Eastwood's going to be in the right-hand lane. So I'm staying right, even though I'm going to the second exit. Usually we say on roundabouts, if you're going to the second exit and it's at 12 o'clock, then you want to stay in the left-hand lane. But with multi-lane roundabouts, that can be different. Especially the larger one, the larger roundabouts tend to do things different. So it's important to pay attention to your road markings and your signs to say exactly where you're going. The ones that are traffic light controlled usually have a different system in place for the lanes you need. So that's why you need to pay careful attention to these signs and lines, signs and road markings. So we've got Eastwood in this lane, and then this lane's going to split into two. We're going straight ahead at the next roundabout towards Eastwood, and so I just position the left-hand lane because Eastwood is in the left-hand lane to go straight on. Now this is the normal way it should be when you're going to the second exit. It's left-hand lane for the road ahead at the roundabout. So main mirror, left mirror, signal down for left. Crossing road as we leave, so we can continue. At the lights we're going to turn left and again turn around. So main mirror, left mirror signal, cross the cycle lane, turning left, and I'll be doing a U-turn at the roundabout, round the corner to come back out, then approach the IKEA roundabouts a couple times more. So U-turn here, mirror signal up for right. I'll go slower so that people realise I'm not actually turning right, I'm just making a U-turn. So keep it slow in second gear, keep it close to the island, main mirror left mirror signal down for left, and then sticking to the right to turn right, signal up for right. So this time we'll be heading towards Langley Mill. So essentially we're following signs for Matlock at the roundabouts. So lights change, mirrors and go. It's just one lane in the new road, so it's looking to position in the centre of that lane, avoiding some potholes. So looking at the sign says that Langley Mill is straight ahead at the first roundabout. So we'll follow signs for that. We've got a flag style sign as well, pointing more or less right. Should be pointing straight, but obviously it's angled so I can see it. And I'm going to stay in the right hand lane because I know I'm turning right at the next roundabout. So checking mirrors and off we go. Staying to the right, mirror signal down for the left to stay for the second exit. Langley Mill's not on the sign up ahead, but we can see Matlock A610, and that's the direction we're going. So main mirror right mirror signal up for right. Checking the roundabout on approach. I can stay away from traffic that's approaching. And looking for the A610 now on this roundabout, starting on the right, and then we will move to the left. The lane moves to the left halfway around the roundabout. So I shall be switching to the left just as I pass the second exit. So check my mirrors, make sure there's no one actually going to be in the wrong lane. I'll just put the signal down just to make absolutely sure people know where I'm going as I go round into this lane, A610, to go straight ahead. Alright, lane discipline says always be on the left hand side for the direction you're going. So you may have two lanes going the same way, but always be on the left so you can allow for traffic to overtake you if that's what they want to do on the right instead of on the left. Okay, because that would be an illegal overtake. So we're going towards Langley Mill and Eastwood. It's a 50-mile-an-hour road. Joining the junction from the slip road. Mirror signal up for right, always be up to the speed of traffic. National speed limit up ahead, these black and white signs, which means it's 70 miles an hour on a dual carriageway. So I'm getting up to speed. braking as we get to the line. Right, it's now clear to the right. Gas and clutch go. Didn't need the handbrake because I saw my gap straight away and just picked up the clutch and got on the gas. So going gently round. I see some brake lights. There's an obstruction, well, a hazard in the shape of a cyclist. I just stayed slow so cars can overtake that safely. So I'm doing a U-turn, come around, watching the lorry that's coming out. He's come straight out. I expected he would. So I'm coming in the right-hand lane to go back down the slip road, down the A610. I'm just going to stay behind him for a second. I'll check my mirrors. It's going to be a 70-mile-an-hour road. I'm increasing speed. I'm looking at my mirrors. I'm checking my shoulder. I'm going to go to the right-hand lane to accommodate the lorry. Quick gear changes, firm acceleration, so you don't spend too much time overtaking. Looking at the car on the left, he's going noticeably slow, so I'm going to stay in the right hand lane until I've overtaken him. I'm at 68 miles an hour. Check my mirrors, going to move left, and I've overtaken the car. Alright, so we're now at 70. You can set some cruise control at 70. I see someone joining on the left, so mirror signal up for right. It's important to be aware of that when you're approaching a junction. Be aware that cars will be joining at a lower speed than you. So take action in one form or the other. Either check mirrors and slow, or check mirrors and signal and move to the right to let them in safely. Another car on the left which is slower than me, so I'm just going to go past that and then move to the left hand lane. I've got one eye on my junction which is coming up, so just want to get past him and then I'll get into left hand lane. So main mirror, left mirror signal, position gently, no swerving, just gentle to steer of the wheel. Okay, and then be at 50 miles an hour. To be getting in the right hand lane to go right for Ilkeston, A6096. So I see the sign which confirms the lane I need to be in, Ilkeston, Horsworth, A6096, right hand lane, and it says it on the road as well. So I'll signal up for right so people know that I'm going right. Let's have a look here and steer. Nobody coming, so out to the roundabout. Keeping right, and as we know with this roundabout, you have to move left for Ilkeston. So mirrors, and I'm going to cancel the signal and just drift left. And you see the sign now says Ilkeston in the left-hand lane. Okay. So it's important with this particular roundabout that you know that you may have to move left to get to where you need to go. For Ilkeston. So we're just going to get to the Horsworth roundabout again, turn around, come back to this roundabout again and go to the third exit. So doing these roundabouts comprehensively so you can see how to approach them no matter which direction you're coming from. If you've got, there's a basic rule when following roundabouts, especially multi-lane roundabouts. Check the sign, so we've got the sign up ahead, and then check your road markings, and then that should put you in the correct lane for where you need to go. Right, at the moment I'm just doing a U-turn, so I'll check my mirrors, I'll signal up for right, into third gear, looking right. No one coming my way, so I go straight on. I've checked that before I approach the roundabout so that I don't have to stop. Okay, or I should say so I don't have to stop unnecessarily. This helps us make progress. Traffic behind can stay, you know, or keep going thanks to my early observations. So at the roundabout we're going to be following signs for A610 Nottingham A610, so I'm going to look at the sign. If you look at the sign, you can see it says Nottingham A610 is to the right. So I'm going to just double check with the road markings, and we should have just the one lane going right. So mirror signal, first gear. I'm just going to hang back and see what the road markings say. They may be a bit faded, but we'll see. Let's just have a look. They are faded, so that's fine. I know that Nottingham's to the right because the sign told me so. And then you got signs on the roundabout confirming which lane to be in anyway. So if you miss one sign, you miss one set of road markings, chances are you'll find another one that'll tell you what to do. Now here, going to the Nottingham exit, you can see it guides you left automatically, so you don't have to be necessarily trying to find your way to the left, because road markings guide you to the left anyway. So checking these mirrors now. It's another slip road, 50-mile-an-hour road. I'm going to stay behind traffic because I know that they'll be faster than me most likely, even though I'm sticking to the speed limit, tongue-in-cheek. So I've got a white car that's just going a little slow on the road. I'm just going to check my mirrors and join carefully. No sudden moves, just a gentle drift out onto the dual carriageway and join in traffic. Okay, so I'm going to drop back a bit just so that I have my 2-second gap to the vehicle in front. So we're at 50 miles an hour now. Be aware that your speed may feel slower if you've previously been doing a higher speed. So before I was doing 70 and now I'm doing 50. So it feels slow, but the speed limit is the speed limit. So do not go over it just because you think you're going too slow. Alright, just as I say that, we've got a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit, so check mirrors and slow for that. Be at the speed limit, be at 40 as I reach it. So now looking ahead and planning ahead. Some yellow signs. So I can, at this speed, because it feels slow and looks slow, I can take my time and read these signs. Warning of queues at peak times. It's currently 10:30 in the morning, so we're off peak. Got a junction to the left, so just checking my mirrors to see if anyone's joining from the left behind me. So again, I'll be doing a U-turn going to the M1 interchange, M1/A610 junction. Obviously the M1 motorway is marked in blue. So as a learner driver, you will know that you can't go onto the motorway legally unless with a qualified driving instructor. Certainly don't do it on your test, because the examiner is not a driving instructor. So you would automatically fail if you went into or went onto the M1 motorway, or any motorway for that matter. Alright. So if you see a blue sign for your lane, if you can, avoid that lane altogether to go where you need to go, and stay on the green signs or the white signs. Green and white signs are for you, blue signs are not. Until you pass your test, in which case, yes, go for it. I'd always advise taking some motorway lessons beforehand, because driving on the motorway is not the same as driving on urban roads or even the dual carriageway. They're a lot wider and they tend to be a lot faster. So do contact your driving instructor to take some motorway lessons. You can even take them when or before your test, just to get some experience. May well help with your driving on other roads. So I'm doing a U-turn here, and I'm just going to come round and get into what should be the middle lane, and I'll check mirrors and move to the left. And now I'm facing the other way, heading back towards Matlock. So this time we're going back to Langley Mill. We'll be doing less of the IKEA roundabouts now and more roundabouts around Eastwood. So we're going to be doing some Eastwood roundabouts around Langley Mill and the Sun Inn pub roundabout, which I'll talk through as we reach them. Lights changing, prepare the car, check mirrors, look down the sides of the car, make sure there's no bikes filtering in between traffic. This is a left only lane, so I won't need to signal left because traffic will know that I'm only going this way, can only go this way. So gently getting up to speed, into fourth gear, not really accelerating much because the car's already at 40. So I'll get into a higher gear, fifth gear, just for the sake of eco-safe driving, and I'll go into cruise control. Cruise control is basically a way of saving energy. Basically helps you to you can take your foot off the accelerator, the car will drive itself at the set speed, the preset speed. It's also more eco-friendly. You burn less gas when you're in cruise control than if you were to go at the same speed manually. So just a little tip there, just to follow the eco-safe driving guide. So looking ahead, looking behind, staying in the middle of my lane. In order to stay in the middle of my lane, I would check my mirrors and check I've got equal space on both sides of the car. If I'm too far right or too far left, I risk crashing into something. Sounds obvious, but when you're busy driving, you may forget that fact. Got a lorry overtaking me now, so I'm just going to come off the gas. He's going to want to move left at some point. So we're heading towards Langley Mill, technically following signs from Matlock, 2610. Now I'm coming up to a junction, so I need to be aware of cars changing lanes in front of me, or overtaking and then changing lanes, because that's just going to cause me to slow down. And I'm just going to keep back from traffic as some will be moving left, and as they clear I can then continue at or near the speed limit. So looking ahead, looking behind, making sure that there's no queues on the slip road to my left, because that might affect me if traffic is still on the dual carriageway queuing to come off the dual carriageway, but no such event has happened. So just looking ahead. Now I've passed one slip road to leave the carriageway. There'll be another slip road to join the carriageway. And up ahead you can see cars joining in the distance. So if I feel that I'm going to be too close to any of those, I would check my mirrors and move right into the right hand lane. But I don't need to do that, there's nobody there. Now we've got the national speed limit signs again, so I'll be increasing speed once I pass those to national speed limit, which is 70 at or on the dual carriageway. On a single carriageway it'll be 60 miles an hour. Looking ahead, see a bit of a dust cloud second gear, looking to the right. I can go before blue car gets to me. Hang round. Go to the third exit. I'm going to stay right because traffic could be joining from the left in the left-hand lane. So I want to be clear of them. Main mirror left, mirror single down for left. I'll just stay gently right. The lanes will merge as I leave. I'll check my left mirror for anyone coming up on the inside. And now I'll just remind myself that it's a 30-mile-an-hour road. Having done 70, again, your view of speed will be distorted. So you'll think you're going slower than you actually are. So we're at 30. We're heading up the hill towards the Sun Inn pub roundabout. And at that roundabout, we're just going to do a U-turn. And come back. So because doing a U-turn, we're going to just stick to the right. Go into third gear. To the right roundabout or island, Sun Inn pub island, going round, basically taking the fifth exit on this. So I'm going to stay in the right hand lane for Nottingham A610, into second gear, and then clutch down because we're uphill, and then squeeze the brake. So I told her a little white lie when I said we weren't going to go back to the IKEA roundabouts. We will go back just the once, just to do a U-turn and come back and do the Langley Mill roundabout. That's a different exit. So just going slow, just making sure traffic is not going to be in my lane as I go around. So with this roundabout, I want the A610, and this is another roundabout where you have to go sharply left to stay in the direction of Nottingham. So you have to head over to far side. You can probably see in the distance you've got a one-way sign. So where that one-way sign is, or basically the buildings on the far side, I need to be on that side of the road as I go round to the right. So check mirrors, I'm on a hill, so I made sure I had the biting point I needed. So this is what I mean, you have to go over to the left, check mirrors and just your shoulder to make sure there's nobody coming, and over you go. Just going down the hill. It's got a solid white line in the middle of the road, so you cannot park here, cannot stop here. So if you're asked to stop in a left and safe place, don't stop here. Wait a few seconds. You can see now that that line on our side of the road is dotted, even though it's a bit faded, and you can stop here before the blue car, for instance. So going back down to the Langley Mill roundabout. I call it the Langley Mill roundabout. It's probably not called that, but that's what I call it, because that's what you would use to go towards Langley Mill, leaving the A610. Got a black car coming out, so I'm already slow to allow him out. Second gear, slowing right down. Going to be going left for Nottingham A610 as per the sign. So I'll check my mirrors. I'm going to signal down for left. Just looking to the right now. I've got three cars in front of me, so I've got the luxury of just taking my time and glancing to the right as I glance ahead as well, just to make sure there's nothing coming, so I can plan my entry onto the roundabout early without having to stop and then look. So it's the national speed limit again, check all three mirrors again, into fifth gear again, joining dual carriageway at speed, so mirrors to the left and right. get 18 miles an hour, 15, 12, and now 0. So off we go. Looking to the right now. I'm leaning. I'm looking. I'm going to stop because I see cars coming. Right, and then check my shoulder and off I go. So I've got hatched area in the middle, so I'm just going to avoid that, and I'm going to just gently move right because I'm doing a U-turn. Then I know I'm going to have to move left as I go through these traffic lights. As we've already talked about, sometimes you will need to move left to get to where you need to go. Checking the lights, they're changing. Check my mirrors. So I'm heading over near to where the red hashed area is. Checking my left just to make sure no cars have got out of position. Alright, I can cancel the signal. I'm just going to gently brake now. Looking at the lights for the other traffic, they're still green. So I'll put my handbrake up, I'll go into neutral and just wait a second for them to change. So it also gives me a chance to look at the signs for where I'm going. So if I was following Matlock or Ripley, I can see that they're at the exit that I'm going to. Alright, we call it red light for insight, where you use the red light as thinking time and planning time. It's never dead time when you're waiting at a traffic light. You can check signs, lines, you can check for hazards around. Be inquisitive. Think about what's going on around you. Don't just switch off and start thinking about something else. Stay alert, stay frosty, as we say. Joining the dual carriageway, mirrors to left to right. Always be at the speed of traffic on a dual carriageway by the time you get to it, so that you don't become the hazard or the boulder in the fast-moving river, as I like to say. So I'm going to gently increase speed, going to get to 6th gear, going back to Langley Mill. Go to 3rd exit again. We're going to go to the Sun Inn pub again, but this time we'll be going through the town centre, then we'll turn around and come back through that. So I'm at 65 miles an hour at the moment. No junctions. There is a cutout on the left with lorries on the left, so looking out for any signals on those lorries just in case one of them wants to pull out. I'll check my mirrors because they are a hazard nonetheless. I've got a vehicle in front of me, it's a lorry. I'm going to stay behind him because I will be leaving the dual carriageway. I can see the sign for my exit up ahead. I'm just going to come off the gas, drop back and read that sign. So it says Ripley to the right, Heanor and Mansfield to the left. None of those say Mansfield, or none of those say Eastwood. We've got another sign that does say Eastwood, so I'm definitely going the right way. So this lane's going to split into two because I'm looking far ahead, I can tell. I'm going to drift gently to the right hand lane. If I'd left this late, so I'd actually started moving lanes with this yellow area, with these yellow lines, I'd want to check my mirrors and signal because I've done it late, and that would have given someone a chance to drop in on the right before I had a chance to go right. So if you're going to get into the right hand lane on a new road, do it straight away rather than late, because you just open yourself up to a hazardous lane change, or an unnecessarily hazardous lane change. Alright, it can still be done safely, but you're just giving yourself more work to do. Alright, so going to the 3rd exit, once again, keeping to the right. Check my mirrors and signal down for left. Come off in the right hand lane, just to be sure that nobody comes in on my left. This lorry's turning left. I'm going to check my mirrors, come off the gas. I see brake lights ahead because there's a bus ahead. I may need to overtake that. I'm already looking at traffic opposite. I'm looking at the bus to see if he's already moving off. Check my mirrors and I'm coming off the gas, someone emerging from the right. So I'm going to gently go around him. I'll stay slow because someone could cross in front of the bus. You never know. And mirrors and go once you've cleared the hazard. So as I said, we're going to the town centre, Eastwood town centre. So I'm looking at the sign up ahead. It says town centre's in the right hand lane. So we're going to go into the right hand lane on approach to the traffic lights. That will be my third exit. It's quite a steep hill, so check mirrors and off the gas. Not much braking needed for this hill. Second gear. The gears will slow the car down, and then gravity as well. Gears and gravity. So looking to my right, you won't be able to see this, but looking to my right I can see where my exit is. Okay, gonna have to go around this island, staying to the right. As I go around, I believe I'll have to move gently left for my town centre lane. There it is, middle lane for town centre. This is essentially a spiral roundabout where you move left for where you want to go. It basically means you don't have to change lanes because the lane itself moves for you. So traffic is stopped, I'll just put the clutch down and then just balance my pedals and reach for the brake, clutch down, handbrake up, secure the car. I'm quite far back from the lights, so I know that I can secure the car and have time to move off as and when the lights change. So when the lights change, I will be turning left at those lights to go towards the town centre. That is my third exit off this island. It's effectively a one-way system and a spiral roundabout, depends on what you want to call it. So, hill start, gas, clutch, car's ready to go forwards. I've checked my mirrors, no bikes coming up on my left. Into second gear early, clutch up quickly. So I've got green arrows, one pointing left for me, so I'm going to take that. Gently steer around. Now because I'm going into the town centre, I need to be extra careful. In this particular town centre you get a lot of elderly folk, and there are a number of zebra crossings. There's about 5 zebra crossings along this short stretch of road for the town centre. So for the most part this is a second gear drive, it's not a third gear drive. We've also got humps, as you can see at this crossing here. Just checking right to make sure no one's crossing. So I'm just going to stay slow. See a woman on the left waiting to cross, so if she steps in the road I would stop. She's leaning forward but she's not actually stepped in the road, so I'll keep going, staying in second gear and just watching everybody and everything. And at 13 miles an hour I have time to do that because my vision is impaired with all the cars and stuff around. So I'm going to be turning right into Queen's Road North. No one at the crossing. I'm going to check my mirrors. I'm going to signal up for right. I'm going to position to the right. There's someone about to cross the road in a red pink coat. So I'll look at her, she'll look at me, and then she'll cross. And then I'll check my shoulder, making sure no one's crossing from behind me across the road. Looked into the road, no one else is in the road, no hazards in the road other than the parked cars on the right. Check my mirrors. Now I can't see down to the bottom of the road, so I'm just staying slow. And that's exactly why a car pulled out from the right. I couldn't actually see that junction as I came in. That's why you want to stay slow when your vision's impaired. Even now I want to stay slow because of all the parked vehicles. They could hide a pedestrian, a child, or cat, dog, who knows. So just staying slow, taking the sights. Junction to the left and the right. Van coming up the hill. Check my mirrors in position to the left at my earliest opportunity. I'll just slow because it narrows here a bit with the parked cars on the right and now some on the left. Just going down to the end. There'll be a roundabout at the end. I'm going to do a U-turn around that, come back up this way. So check behind me and signal up for right. This is a quieter roundabout, so fairly easy to get onto. Lots of potholes though. Because this is exactly what I was looking for. It's emerging traffic and it's narrow here, so I want it to just be slow in case we get too close to each other. When you're driving, you have to be a bit paranoid, not excessively so, just like I say, stay aware. Keep asking yourself questions. What could happen here? What could happen there? For example, this van, what could walk out in front of it? You just want to know. That's all it is. So I'm going gently up the road. I'm in second gear. It's a 30-mile-an-hour road, but because of all the hazards, the hill, the parked vehicles, the junctions, I just want to stay in second because it means I'm slow enough to stop if something pops out in front of me. At 18 miles an hour, I can do that quite easily, especially uphill, because the hill will add to my stopping power. So we're going to the end of the road. We're going to be turning left. And then we're going back towards Nottingham A610. So it's quite a tight turn here onto what will be a narrow side of the road for me. I've got a zebra crossing on the left. Now I'm looking for someone to let me out. It's quite a line of traffic. So I'm looking, let's see if this black car lets me out. Is he leaving a gap? Yes, no, he isn't. There's also a junction opposite, so I've got to mind that. The car's actually coming this way as well, so as I come out I want to see if he's going to be coming out same time, because if he is, then I would want to stop, but his side is blocked still, so I'm going to come out. I'm going to just stay slow with the clutch low and then cancel the signal and join the queue of traffic. So we're going back to the Sun Inn Pub Island or roundabout, going to the second exit, and then we're going to do the Langley Mill roundabout, turn around there again, come back to Sun Inn Pub, and this time we're going to do a different exit at the Sun Inn Pub. Staying slow, I'm in first gear. This car's coming out. Okay, so I'll just hang back. So at this speed, again, just gives me a chance to look around me. See what's coming towards me at an angle or otherwise. There's no hurry, there's no point rushing anyway, because I wouldn't get very far, because I can see there's quite a queue ahead of me. So I'll just slow right down, first gear again, and secure the car. So people leaving the bus on the right, car joining the road behind me. And now, is this lady going to turn across the road? No, she's not. So I'm going to continue. Lights ahead are red, so I'm just staying slow. Ahead we're going to go to the second exit like we said. That'll be Nottingham A610. So lights are now green, check all my mirrors, and then off we go. And we'll be just bearing left here to what effectively is the second exit off this island. And we see the flag style sign saying Nottingham A610, Matlock, Derby, Hyena, A608. I think I said hyena there, but obviously it's Hyena. Looking ahead, planning ahead, looking behind, always planning for and scanning for next hazard, next obstruction. What's a hazard? Does anyone ever ask you what the definition of a hazard is? A hazard is anything that can affect your speed, position, or vision. If you think about it, a hazard is usually one of those three things, if not all three. So at the moment we've got a roundabout coming up. That's a hazard because it's going to affect my speed and position. It's going to be turning around at this roundabout. Mirror signal up for right, and looking at blue car, they've indicated that they're leaving the roundabout before I get on, so I'm going to get straight on, stick it to the right. It is a U-turn, so I'm going to go into third gear for a bit more control around this roundabout. It's quite large, so I wouldn't want to go to a lower gear than that. Keep the signal on until I'm leaving, coming around to what effectively is the fourth exit for me. Main mirror left, mirror signal down for left, keeping to the right again as I leave Mansfield A611. And that, incidentally, is where we're heading to, or heading towards, not going to Mansfield. It's heading towards Mansfield at the Sun End Pub Island. As we climb this hill once more. So mirror check, because I've got time. Sign check ahead. I can see Mansfield A611. Which lane is it in? It's in the left-hand lane, along with Underwood. So on approach, I'm looking for the left-hand lane as this lane splits into two. So I'm going behind the white van ahead. So red light, so second gear, first gear. And because I've come up nice and slow, I don't have to stop. I can move off in second gear, straight to second gear again. Bringing the clutch up quickly because otherwise you lose momentum. New road, new hazard. There's a cyclist in front of me, so I'm just going to stay behind him. Because I'm on a one-way system, I'm just going to stay behind him for the duration until I leave. He's got a bit of downhill to come, so he'll be a bit faster. Let's see if he's leaving from Morrison's. And no, he isn't. So we'll just stay behind. I won't need to signal to leave because this lane, as you can see, only goes left for Mansfield and Underwood. I'm not going to overtake him because it's too hazardous to overtake him here. Now, as he goes downhill, he's going to pick up quite a bit of speed, and I want to turn right shortly, so there's not much point me overtaking him because I'm going to be, as I say, turning right with what we call, it would be what we call an unnecessary overtake, where I'm overtaking only to turn off again. Not to mention the fact that if I overtake him, I may well break the speed limit to do so. I'm at 24, I need at least 33, 34 miles an hour to get round him safely, and I'm turning right now, so no point. So mirrors signal up for right now. And looking at the white car coming out of the way, so I'll just keep to the right and wait. Look ahead, look behind, queue of cars behind me, but they'll have to wait as I turn gently into the new road. This car's waiting to turn right, he has to wait for me. I'm going to turn around in this road to come back up to the Sunning Island. Got a little roundabout, got a car park up ahead which I'm going to use to turn around in. So I'm just going to check my mirrors, signal the roundabout's just here. I'm judging the speed and distance of this white car coming. He's coming quite fast, so I'm just going to wait. And the other one too. Oh, he's letting me in, is he? So I'll just go in gently. I did check to my right first before I moved, and making sure that it's safe for me to turn. So check around and then do a quick little forward bay park. Let's see if I'm between the lines. Check my mirrors. Yep, looks like I am. Nice little bay park there. And then I'm going to reverse straight back towards the disabled bay. So check around. I am next to a car park. I'm next to a green space, a park. That's what I mean to say, and a children's playground, as well as the car park. So I'm being very careful as I reverse again. Checking over my shoulder, both shoulders. Make sure there's nothing or no one anywhere near me. Dog walkers, cyclists, whatever the case may be. So looking around, rolling gently backwards. I'm on a slope, so I didn't need any power. So now I'll reset to first gear. I'm going to set the gas now. Clutch up gently because now I'm working against that same slope. Look around me and brake down. Gently steer to the right. And then turning left. So mirrors signal, and just looking for pedestrians that might be crossing this space as I come to the line. No one there, so I'm going to gently come out. It's a tight turn, so I'll just keep the speed low until I've done my steering. Never accelerate when you're steering, because you'll just lose control, and control is the goal at all times. So we're going to be turning left at the end of this road. Mirrors signal down for left. It's quite a funny little junction, this one, because it's quite a sweeping curb. You have to check your shoulder basically to see traffic from the right. But we've come out safely. I'm looking at the signs. I'm following signs for Nottingham A610 again. So this time we're going towards Ilkeston. One more visit to the IKEA roundabout. So stick to the right. One glance at the sign on the right says Hina A608 Nottingham Matlock A610. So I'm sticking in that lane. And again, I've gone straight there rather than leaving it late. If I'd left it late, the van behind me could basically overtake me, and then I'd be stuck trying to get into this lane from the left-hand lane. So I'm watching these lights. I'm too close now to stop. I'm going to gently position to the left. Mirrors, and so I'll just put a signal on left just to tell people I'm moving this way towards Nottingham A610. Watching the boy on the bike to the left, just in case he lost control and fell in the road. I think he was trying to do a wheelie there. So, just watching my speed. I'm going downhill, so could easily pick up speed if I'm not careful. So looking ahead, looking behind. Brake lights ahead, so that tells me that traffic's going to be slower on approach to the roundabout. I'm going to go into third gear. Got 4 cars in front of me. I'm going to check my mirrors and signal down from left for the first exit. slip road we go, picking up speed quickly, and arrow signal up for right as we join at the speed for the road, which is 70 miles an hour, national speed limit. So judging the speed of the car in front, he's going slower than me, so arrow signal up for right, and again, so someone's moved left in front of him, moved down in front of him, so now he's moved in front of me. No problem. Mirrors and signal, and as soon as I saw that, came off the gas. Car slowed down nicely. So looking ahead and looking behind. To stop again on this roundabout, I can just keep going because I checked earlier. I leaned forward to get some extra vision, and now for Ilkeston we're just going to drift left into the left hand lane like we've talked about. A6096 says it on the road, lights are still green. I'm keeping left for Ilkeston and Allsworth, and I'm just watching around the corner. I see a car in front of me. He's not going that fast because there's two lorries in front of him. I'm already looking ahead to the next roundabout. You can see the sign. You can read the sign for Ilkeston from here, so I know it's at the third exit. Still a 50-mile-an-hour road. So third exit's quite a sharp turn, so I'm going to check my mirrors in. Just get into third gear. So I look round and steer around, and then check my main mirror, left mirror, signal down for left position, to the left to leave, cancel, checking, changing, accelerating, changing again, now to fifth gear, and then sixth gear. So watching these lorries, I'm just going to stay well back. Two reasons. One, they could stop and turn. Two, I can see in front of them if I stay back enough, especially on a bend. Bends are quite useful in that respect because you can see ahead of traffic if you're positioned nicely. So I'm currently at 47 miles an hour, good distance to the vehicles in front. Essentially part of the test route for what 7 car lengths from the junction. I'm going to stay in 3rd gear, watching the black car to the right. Looked like he was turning left, which he was. And mirror signal down for left to say I'm leaving here. And then we see the board saying welcome to Ilkeston. So we've arrived safely. These 2 lorries still in front of me along with this silver car. And there's another lorry I think further in front. I think I just caught sight of that. So it's a 50-mile-an-hour road, but at the moment we're doing 30 because of all the heavy traffic, heavy goods traffic. So we've got 2 roundabouts coming up ahead. One is for Tesco's. Then there's a larger one after that that goes in several directions. We'll only be doing the first exit at that roundabout when it comes. But for this first one, we're doing the second exit. So mirrors and off the gas, into 3rd gear, 2nd gear, slow right down, brake, clutch down, 1st gear, and we stop. Because of the crossing, someone pushed the button. No problem. I was slow enough and far enough back not for it to be an issue. So now into 1st gear again. Gas on, clutch up, and handbrake down. Into 2nd gear. So I'm looking to the right. Nobody coming from the right. Grey car's going to get on in front of me. I knew that. Main mirror left, mirror signal down for left. Cancel the signal. Into 3rd gear. I'm not going very fast because it's got lots of shops and outlets around here and houses near the pavement and all that kind of thing, and not to mention the Tesco's on the left. So I'm just staying at 23 miles an hour. Now we're coming up to quite a large roundabout, this one. I'm going to go to the first exit. So mirrors, signals out for left. Looking to the right, got blockers. What do we mean by blockers? Basically, you've got traffic blocking off traffic to the right, so it means I can go. That's what a blocker is. A roundabout is like a merry-go-round. If you ever played with those as a child in the playground, a merry-go-round is one of these circular little structure, shall we say, that spins and spins, and it's got metal bars that you hold on to, but if you get on at the wrong time, you're going to get clobbered by the bar. That's what a roundabout is like. If you get on at the wrong time, it means you've got a collision. You've got to time it. Roundabouts are all about timing, so at the moment I'm timing my entry onto this roundabout. I'm looking to the right already. I can't see very well. There's cars waiting to the right, and I've got blockers to the right, so I'm going for it. I'm going to my first exit. It's just like that. Got to time it. So now we're going back through Ilkeston. And as I look down the road, you can see it for yourself. There's lots of activity, lots of hazards. Got a van coming the other way. I'm going to check my mirrors. I'm just going to slow right down and stop here to give him plenty of space. And then I'll check my mirrors, and then I'm going to go around this van and get into 2nd gear. I'm going to stay slow because I've got to get past red car on the right, silver car on the left. I'm just gently steering, keeping the gas off or gas low. Then we're at this roundabout. We're going to be bearing left or going straight essentially. So I'll just put the signal on just to tell people I'm actually going this way, I'm not turning right. And just stay slow because it's quite narrow along here. Anything could happen, anything could come out. So we want to be ready. Now we've got a humpback bridge, which affects my vision. So what's it called? It's called a hazard. So just looking to the left, we've got a retail park to the left, including a car showroom. Not many vans at it, but yeah. Then there's some kind of junction coming up. I see these signs. Yeah, got a junction on the corner for a station if you wanted to go that way. Got humps as well. Sign on the left saying the road narrows and vehicles may be in the middle of the road coming towards you, so be careful. So again, we're just staying slow. This is what we call appropriate speed, where if you've got less space, then you should have less pace in your car. That's what the thinking driver does. So we're coming up to the roundabout again that we just did earlier. This time we're going to the third exit. You see this lorry coming round. Check the mirrors and signal. I'm going to stop at the line because I don't want to pull out in front of that. So just stop, handbrake on, ready to go. And black car's going the other way, so now I'll get on. Second check to the right just to make sure there wasn't anything I missed. So second exit, going to the third exit. Main mirror left, mirror signal down for left. Position left. So really just finish up this video with what is effectively a test route that you may well have on your test. So just doing still lots of roundabouts obviously, but also some narrow streets which you're bound to find in Nottingham. So this is essentially half a country road really, this road here. Lots of green spaces. Keeping it slow. See some black and white arrows. So it means a sharp bend. Car ahead is not going that fast, so I'm just going to maintain my speed at about 22 miles an hour. I'm looking ahead and seeing where the road goes. It goes left then right. So that just gives me the lay of the land. And I want to kind of see around that bend before I speed up. Also got a parked vehicle on the right, which affected this oncoming car. The blue one came into my side of the road. And that's how hazards on the other side of the road can affect you. Even though it's not in your way, it'll be in someone else's way, and they are then in turn going to be in your way as they go around the original hazard. So always be aware of hazards on both sides of the road, they can affect you in different ways. So checking these mirrors, and I'm in the middle of the road now, going up a hill. See a cyclist coming the other way, and I'm not too worried about cyclists because he's got space, I've got space, and I'm staying slow. Checking mirrors. If it was a car on the other hand, well, I would pull in and stop on the left. So looking ahead, another parked car. Check my mirrors. I'm going to move over the line now. Near a crossing as well. No one's pushed the button. No one's standing there. Got this guy waiting to cross the road, I think. Just looking at me. Solid white line, double yellow lines. I think they're trying to tell you something along here. No parking. Also no overtaking. So I've got a triangular sign on the left talking about sharp bend. What it doesn't say is that that bend is on a hill. You can't quite see as you come up the hill until you get on top of it, and it drops away quite a bit now. So I'm still staying slow because it's all a bit narrow, and again, houses are quite near the side of the road, so anyone could just come out of the house and cross the road essentially. So now we've got another triangular sign, crossroads. It's effectively a staggered junction. I think that's what they're talking about here. And then we're coming back to the roundabout, which is basically on Giltbrook Way. Following signs for Nottingham A610. Turning right, check mirrors, signal up for right, looking to the right. I've got lots of vision, so I'm quite happy to get on because there was nothing coming. Watching this car on the left, I'm going to come off in the right hand lane because he's joined behind me and I do not want to cut him up. So I'll just check my mirrors as the lanes merge. He stayed behind me at the same speed, which is good. going to back towards IKEA. And because I'm going to IKEA, I'm going to stay in the left-hand lane. So I'll just get into this space here. Road markings are not very helpful. Luckily, signs help us out as to which way IKEA is. Obviously, I know where IKEA is, but you know, I like to pretend like I don't. Always treat a road that you've done many times like you're doing it for the first time, because you may find that it's never the same road twice. What do I mean by that? It means that you're always going to get different amounts of traffic, different types of traffic, and traffic in different places to when you were on the road before, along with other hazards such as pedestrians and bikes, like the one that's overtaking me at the moment on the right. So never treat the same road in the same way every day. Most accidents happen near your house, near where you live, because people tend to be quite complacent when they get near home, because they know the area, they know every road, but they don't necessarily know what's going to happen on that road on that day. So going to do a quick bay park as we come towards the end of the video. So I'm just going to pull up, get the line in front of my shoulder, stop out there, count 3 bays back. That will get me into my chosen bay. I'll check around me. I'm at a quiet part of the car park, but I'm still not taking any chances. Check around, handbrake down, full up to left straight away. So I want to be coming into that bay very carefully. So clutch low. Twist, rock and roll, i.e. keep looking, keep leaning, keep turning to see if there's anything nearby. And then I'm going to stop with the line to my mirror, the outer line to my mirror, door mirror, and then stop. Handbrake up, I'm straight more or less with the bays opposite. And there we are. So that completes part 2 of multi-lane roundabouts test routes, and we finished off with a test route, an actual test route, or part of it, for Watnall Test Centre. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously, make any comments you want to make in the comments below, and also you can visit www.nirvanadrivingschool.co.uk for more information. Okay, my name's Adrian. Thank you for watching. Thank you.